my dear champions. I hope you're doing well and taking care of your family also really well. I welcome you all to today's session on business etiquette mastery. Together, let's first learn about what is business etiquette. Well, business etiquette is a set of rules that govern the way people interact with one another in business, with customers, with suppliers, with inside or outside bodies. It is all about conveying the right image and behaving in an appropriate way. And let's also understand, why is business etiquette important? Well, to boil it down, etiquette is all about being respectful to others. In a business context, it means showing this respect by the way in which you interact with employees, with colleagues, and other business associates. By using good business etiquette, you show your own integrity, which is very critical for you to move forward. And therefore, let's understand what is business etiquette all about and what is included in business etiquette. In business etiquette, broadly speaking, it's a big subject to understand and practice. And it covers various fields such as communication manners and skills, professional dressing up, behavioral changes, dining manners, telephone etiquettes, and a lot of things. But in today's session, we will be covering two key areas of focus, which are very prime and crucial when it comes to business etiquette mastery. And these two areas are going to be professional behavior mastery and professionally dressing up mastery. And let's not waste any further and move forward in understanding these two key areas of business etiquette mastery. If you're ready, give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Wonderful. Now, let's understand some of the key points for business etiquette mastery that are easy to follow and all of us can learn from it. We have our very own Mr. Ratan Tata. He's one of the most respected businessmen of our country, but he's the most famous for his personality as well. He's an inspiration to many young leaders and entrepreneurs. He has a strong business ethic and is always polite and welcoming to everyone he meets. And this is what makes him such a pleasing and well-known personality. And one thing that he follows and urges everyone to follow is very simple yet very powerful. And he says that whenever you're introduced to someone, be humble, polite, and respectful towards that person. Even though he's the chairman of the biggest group of companies in the world, he remains a grounded man. And this is such an important learning that we can have from him. And this brings us to our first learning of the day, which is stand when you are being introduced to someone. Such a small act, but it is so powerful. It's a common knowledge that we should always stand when you're being introduced to someone. What happens is that if you remain seated, it not only comes across as rude and disrespectful, but also gives the impression to the person whom you're being introduced to is that you are uninterested or not very respectful. So the only exception in these cases is if you're physically unable to stand or there is some genuine reason because of which you can't stand. Otherwise, this is a fundamental rule of being introduced to somebody. A business etiquette mastery says, do stand up when you're introduced to someone. Also, you can skip this step if you're sick and like, but if that's the case, in case there is a genuine case and you cannot stand up, you can just honestly mention that, or you can mention something like, it's great to meet you, but I'm just recovering from, say, this disease and would hate to pass it on, and therefore I'll just maintain this distance the way it is happening in today's world as well. So if that's a genuine case, you can always mention it. Don't let those things for assumptions for other people, because it might come across as a very disrespectful act. So stand when you're being introduced to someone, and if there is a genuine case where you can't stand, mention that this is the reason why you can't do it, but it's great pleasure to meet them. All right, let's move on to learn furthermore from another gem. He's Anand Mahindra. He's the chairperson of the Mahindra and Mahindra Group. He's well known for his charismatic personality and these days, of course, for his witty tweets as well. And he's also well known among his peers for a strong business ethic. Being a chairperson of multiple companies is not an easy job. It's quite natural. But if someone manages all of it beautifully, then that's something that we can definitely praise and learn from. And one thing that we can definitely learn from Mr. Mahindra is his one of the notable qualities, and which is his punctuality. Even though he has got meetings lined back to back throughout the day, all through the year, he ensures that he's on time for each one of them. And that is so amazing. That is such a beautiful act, that's such a beautiful routine, that's such a beautiful discipline, and so effective. And that is what our second point here is, which is we should always be punctual, no matter what. No matter what you do, punctuality is key. Being on time demonstrates that you honor your commitment and that you're a trustworthy person and that you are valuing this act or this commitment more than anything. That's what punctuality means. But if for some unforeseen reason something has happened and you happen to be running late, be sure to let all attendees know and give them an update on your estimated time of arrival. And when you turn up, don't wait an extra 10 minutes complaining about what delayed you. Apologize and move on swiftly by opening the conversation about the topic that you are there to discuss. So it's all about, if you're scheduled for a meeting or something, be on time. In case there is a delay, two things. First, update the people who are waiting for you. It's basic courtesy, but a lot of people fail to do that. And that is what creates all the magic. That is what creates all the impact. And people know that you are responsive and you are responsible. Things go right, cool. Things don't go right, you're still taking responsibility and updating people. That's such a beautiful thing. And the second thing that you have to do, in case you're running late for a commitment, when you reach, don't waste time in explanations, get onto the work, right? Sounds good? Give me a thumbs up then. All right, great. Now, let's also have this beautiful phrase for ourselves, that our body communicates as well as our mouth. Don't contradict yourself. So, when you're saying a yes, say a yes like this. Don't say yes or a no. So what you say and what your body says should match up. It should go hand in hand. So don't contradict yourself. And having a good body language is one of the most important rules that we all must follow in our professional as well as personal life. It is important that we appear confident, strong, and professional in our day-to-day interactions, and our actions and our speech is in sync. And therefore, our third learning for today is mind your body language. Body language is important in any professional world environment, and we know. If you sit with your back turned or slumped into a chair, it shows that you really don't care to be there and you're completely uninterested. Likewise, crossing and uncrossing your legs can make you seem insecure or not open to ideas. And this type of behavior can make or break a business deal. And we know that body language carries a lot of impact when we talk about total impact of our holistic communication part. And similarly, if we talk about the facial expressions, they are the gateway to your soul. So they can give away what you're truly thinking, and especially the eyes. So it's important to be mindful of them. Be sure to smile at others, but do so in a natural way without forcing and making it, but make it natural, make a proper eye contact, be present in the moment, and be happily present in the moment. And when you are happily present in the moment and you are thinking about people who are sharing that moment with you, you become respectful to them, you become mindful of them. And also you're focusing on the agenda of your meeting with them. You're also focusing on the result that you are trying to achieve through that. When you're thinking about all of that and you're happily present in that moment, and you realize that you are that instrument, you are that important instrument of this moment who is going to make that agenda progress forward and the result achieved. You are that instrument. You will definitely feel empowered. And when you feel empowered, you feel happily present in that moment, your body language will change, champions. And it will change to somebody who's happy to meet people, who's happy to be there at that very moment, who's confident, who's sure, and who's convinced about the idea and is all set to win. Are you with me, champions? Great, awesome. So mind your body language, small little things, your facial expressions, your smile, your eye contact with people, how you're looking at people, And the way you're speaking, while you're speaking, what's your hand gesture, what's your body posture, how your legs are there, all of that. Don't scratch yourself and all of those things we know about. Avoid doing all of those and give a very positive and a strong and a passionate and a confident body language, because that creates a lot of impact. And I'm sure you will agree to that, right? So don't wait. Give me a thumbs up in the chat box, champions. All right, awesome. Now, let's move our focus to the next one. All right, now the next one is Josh. Now, Josh works at a multinational organization and is great at his work. And his name has been proposed to be promoted to a managerial position, but some of the people at his office are concerned about some of his business etiquette. Mainly the fact that he's always dressed casually and he doesn't pay much attention to it. And even when he has his interview for the promotion, he came dressed in a casual attire and not really groomed well. And this left the HR in thoughts about considering him for promotion, because he was into a position where his grooming and his attire was very critical for the work that he was doing. Now, what do you think about Josh? And do you think is it right to always dress in a casual attire and not pay attention, no matter what you're working or where you're working? But what do you think? Is it important or not? Right? I think, yes, you are right. It is very important to dress in a proper way, right? It is important to get ourselves groomed, right? So therefore, that's our fourth learning of the entire session, which is dress professionally. If you want to enhance your professional reputation, you should always dress appropriately. If your workplace has a super casual dress code, it's best to wear something smart casual and not just which is something which is absolutely casual that you would wear in your personal life, or a weekend or something. And if you're dressing for a business meeting, it is ideal to be dressed formally. You want to feel confident and powerful, and the clothes that you wear can have a great impact. And when you look good, you feel good. And then you feel a part of it as well. And when you dress professionally, it's kind of, when you're going for a meeting and you are expected to be dressed in a particular way and you dress up in that way, that dress up is your uniform for that event, isn't it, champion? It's kind of a uniform, maybe a dress code or something, right? Maybe you're wearing a suit and a tie or a dress, and shirt and, all of those things. And then that becomes a uniform. And we all know when we are into a form, when we are performing and we get a costume of that role or we wear a uniform, it completely tunes our mind to be completely focused on that task. Yes or no? Yes. So when you dress up to the occasion, when you dress up to the event, or when you dress up to the task that you're just about to do, you get more and more inclined and focused to do that task. Wearing casual clothes gives you a lot of comfort, gives you too much of comfort as well. Now, casual clothes, not for the business. Casual clothes, yes, for casual occasions, casual incidents. But if you really want to progress and ensure business etiquettes, dress professionally. Now, in case of Josh, he should also be careful about his dressing, isn't it? Because he's into a managerial position. There are a lot of people looking up to him, learning from him. And there's a lot of business impact that his entire persona has. And he should make sure that he wears as per the standard norms of his workplace, and should also make sure that he appears sharp and confident in crucial meetings. If someone is shabbily dressed, it sends out an extremely wrong impression. So the best thing to do here is be confident from inside, use positive body languages as well, but dress professionally as well. Are you with me, champions? Great. So give me a thumbs up. Great. Awesome. So while we have discussed all these 4 ideas, champions, let's quickly summarize them as well. Yes? You ready? All right, cool. So let's summarize the 4 ideas to cultivate business etiquette mastery. The first one is introduction. While you're being introduced, stand when you're being introduced to someone. Because if you are not standing up, it gives out a wrong message of you being disrespectful and not being attentive and not being interested in meeting that person. But in case there is an issue, genuine issue because of which you cannot stand, be very honest about it and tell them, it's great to meet you, but because of this, I'm just maintaining a little distance, or I cannot stand up on my feet, but I'm really, really glad that you met and it's a great pleasure meeting you, right? All right. The second idea is to be punctual, no matter what. Be punctual to your commitments, because then it gives out a message to the people waiting for you that this work is important for you. These people are important for you. Now, in case you're punctual, cool. In case there is a delay because of any genuine reason, you must update people who are waiting for you, because then they feel that yes, even if there is a delay, we are still important. And you're keeping people updated. You are responsive and you're responsible. And secondly, when there's a delay and you reach late, don't waste time in explanation. Just apologize, quickly get to the work. The explanations can wait for a little leisure time later, right? Sounds good? Awesome. The third is mind your body language. And we spoke about how to be focused about our facial expressions, our smile, eye contact, hand gestures, the way we stand, the way we sit, the distance we keep with our people around us, all of that. And what is important here is to understand that body language has a great impact on the overall communication effectiveness. The body language has got majority of impact as compared to what we speak. And various studies have shown that there's only 7% impact of the words that we speak, and 93% is all non-verbal communication, which includes the body language. And body language is almost 55% of the total impact. So it's more than 50%. And so it's so critical, not only in ensuring that you're behaving properly and following those business etiquette, but also ensuring that the impact that you're trying to create gets you there and gets you the result. Sounds cool? All right. The fourth idea here is to dress professionally. Unless it is of utmost discomfort, or unless there is strict restriction that you have to wear casuals, ensure that you're wearing professional clothes, you're wearing business clothes, you're wearing formal attires, which is suiting the incident, suiting the occasion, suiting the task, and you're dressed professionally, right? Because when you dress professionally, you give out a very professional message. You appear confident, which you already are, but you give out that message as well. And you also get into the mode of working professionally on those things, because then that dress that you're wearing, the suit that you're wearing, no longer just remains a dress, it becomes a uniform. And the uniform gets you tuned to the task, isn't it? Yeah, so it's kind of a costume that we are wearing for that very performance. So it gets you in that role and completely immerses you in that role. And we all want that. Whenever we are in a moment, we want to give our 500% into it. And dressing professionally well, keeping ourselves groomed well, will help us do that. All right, sounds cool? All right, so these were the 4 ideas that we discussed today, and I am sure you are going to create massive difference and amazing results with these ideas. Isn't it, champions? Yes? All right. And therefore, I am here to congratulate you. You're all set to win with these learnings and your desire to win. And if you have liked today's session, do write to your friends at Gurukul and do let them know what you have learned today and how do you plan to apply these learnings. And with those thoughts in mind, do write to them at gurukul.hdfcbank@gmail.com. You can send a video of 30 seconds or a photo. Ensure to have the formal attire while you're sending the photo or the video. Share with them your learnings and your plan of implementing them. And if your submissions are selected as best, they will be featured on a wall. So all the very best, champions. Do send it across to your friends at Gurukul. And if you wish to join us for more such learning joy rides, you're most welcome. My name is Yasha Vatsa from Star Consulting Global, and I'll be happy to connect back with you over LinkedIn. With this, I want to wish you all the very best for creating that massive impact in business as well as professional life by following these ideas. And I'm sure With these easy to follow and simple ideas, you will be able to create that impact that you've always wanted to, and you will be a winner the way you want to be. So thank you very much, champions. Namaste.